With Week 3 fast approaching, here are my predictions for all 16 games across the league. Rams at 49ers. Jared Goff and the Rams travel to face Brian Hoyer and the 49ers in the opening game of the week. I'd like Law to come in and take the W and move to 2-1 on the season. Goff to throw for 230 yards and a couple of TDs. Rams win 21-10. Ravens at Jags, Wembley. Both teams travel to the UK to start their third game for the year. The Ravens sit at 2-0 and face a Jacksonville team that will be up for the fight. I am going the Jags to register Baltimore's first loss for the season. Leonard Fournette to rush for 80-plus yards and a TD. Joe Flacco to throw for 240-plus yards and a few TDs. Jacksonville win 27-24. Browns at Colts. Cleveland and Indianapolis are yet to record their first win for the season, with rookie Deshaun Kaiser at QB. The Browns have been up and down while the Colts without franchise quarterback Andrew Luck look something of a shambles, although they nearly got a win in overtime with Brissett looking okay in patches last week against Arizona. He will throw for 200-plus yards and a couple of TDs to get the Colts a win at home in a less than stellar game. 17-10. Giants at Eagles. Eli and company travel to face Carson Wentz and the Eagles in what is a must-win game for New York. They have struggled in both games this year and have started the season 0-2. The Giants are almost in crisis mode, and with another loss their playoff hopes could nearly be over. The Eagles are going along nicely at 1-1, having beaten the Redskins and narrowly losing to the Chiefs. I like Philly here, and being at home, Wentz will have a day, passing for 250-plus and 2 TDs to move to 3-1. Eagles win 24-13. Dolphins at Jets. Jay Cutler and the Dolphins travel to New York to look to build on their opening win over the Chargers. New York are 0-2 and I don't expect things to get any better here. JJ will rush for over 100 yards, while Cutler will throw a pair of TDs that will see Miami go to 2-0 on the season. Dolphins win 27-14. Broncos at Bills. In a game that will have two very good defensive units, I expect a low-scoring game here. How well with Denver play away from Mile High? Buffalo is a tough place to play, and it will be a tight affair. Denver just shade this one, simply because of their better offense. Simeon throws for 200-plus and a touchdown, leading the Broncos to a 3-0 start to the year. Denver wins 79-Saints at Panthers. Cam Newton hosts Drew Brees and the Saints in what could be a high-scoring game. Carolina are 2-0 after a good start this year, while New Orleans are yet to taste victory. At home, the Panthers will have too much for one of the league's worst defenses. Cam will throw for 250 yards and 3 TDs in a Carolina win, while Brees will naturally throw for 300-plus and a couple of scores. Panthers win 35-21. Steelers at Bears. This one could get ugly, very ugly. With Big Ben rolling into town, this game could get out of hand by halftime. Pittsburgh are yet to taste defeat, while the Bears are yet to win. The Steelers 3Bs will have a day out here. Big Ben to go for 300 yards and 4 TDs. Antonio Brown to have 100 receiving yards, and Le'Veon Bell will rush for 120-plus. A big Steeler win here, 37-10. Falcons at Lions. A matchup of two unbeaten teams, and I feel this should be a decent game. The Falcons, fresh off a big win over Green Bay and Detroit, after beating the Giants, come into this game in solid form. I feel Atlanta will have too much firepower for Matt Stafford and company, but don't expect the Lions to lay down. Atlanta win 31-25 to go 3-0 on the season. Bucks at Vikings. For me, this one depends on whether Sam Bradford starts or not. If he does, this will be a good offensive game. If not, this could be a long game for Minnesota's defense. Winston was solid last week, going for over 200 yards and a touchdown, while the Vikings struggled without Bradford. The Minnesota at home should be too good. Sam plays and the Vikes win 27-24. Texans at Patriots. Houston take on a huge task going to New England this week, especially with a rookie QB. Watson was solid enough in his debut win, while Brady was flawless in a bounce-back win that they needed. The Pats at home are a big challenge. I think the Texans and Watson will fall short, and if they aren't careful this could get nasty, and Houston's defense could be in for a long day. Pats win 31-13. Seahawks at Titans. This one could surprisingly be a cracker. The Titans at home are a good team and will be hard to beat with Mariota and co in decent form. Seattle have been disappointing so far this season, losing to Green Bay and then barely getting over San Francisco last week. I like Tennessee at home here even with Seattle's good defense. Titans win 28-17.